Yeah, this is the second race now, and it's a very highly anticipated category. These guys are 12 to 16 years old, so, you know, the chemicals in the body are pushing pretty hard. So, you know, these guys, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think one guy that we need to have a quick talk about before this race starts is Jonathan Williams, running that Union Jack on his helmet. And this guy's come from almost nothing and just rocked up and decided to put his kart on the front row of the grid. And, you know, just amazing to see these guys just coming online. And it's really nice to see when drivers make the click and go that little bit faster.
And here, as you can see, Ethan Goodman with some issues with his kart, and the start of the race is going to be delayed just a few more seconds.
Right now we see Armin Nozilan going through T1 with Glenn Shum with a fluoro green helper just behind him. Jonathan Williams is in the Zanardi car, all white suited. Just to have a look so we can identify these drivers throughout the race. That's Armin Nozilan in kart 126. He's been leading the charge in the junior category all weekend. And he's also tied up the championship 1 round from the end in that last round. So, you know, there's still a lot of points up for grabs from these guys. And Jonathan Williams in that Zanardi kart in that white suit. Glenn Shum in the fluoro green helmet. I mean, these guys are going to be trying hard to challenge Armin. They've had moments where they have been able to stick with him. And it's all about stitching it together, isn't it, Ramon?
It is. And as you can see, all 7 karts now are together for...
All right, these guys are lining up now. They're going super slow. They're in formation right now. Great to see. These guys have gotten a lot better with these formation starts throughout the season. As they're coming through now, it's dead slow. The throttle is coming on, and the green flag is out, and it's go, 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 go. We've seen Jonathan Williams. He's had a great start. Is he going to be able to hold the lead into the third? Oh, I mean, Nozilan goes a little bit sideways. Can he hold on to it? Oh, it looks like there's been an incident there. No, everyone goes through clean. So Armin Nozilan still in the lead as they go through turn 2. Fantastic stuff there. Took a bit of a risk, and he's already gained a massive advantage. Jonathan Williams has dropped down into 3rd place, but he's still fighting hard for that second. It's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Oh, Jonathan Williams driving hard on the inside of turn 7. Is coming through into turn 8. Takes 2nd place back. So Armin Nozilan on the lead as he goes through to finish the first lap of the race. He puts his head down to minimize that aerodynamic drag. He will do anything for the maximum amount of time. Jonathan Williams just there, just behind him with Lucas Maestra in 3rd place. Wow, Lucas has really jumped a couple of positions in the start of that race. Good on him, mate.
Very good racing there. And as you can see here in turn 2, all the karts still very close together after P2. And here Armin Nozilan into turn 7, fighting hard to increase the gap.
Oh, unfortunate there. It looks like Pavan Ravashankar went wide onto T7. And Glenn Shum has made up a spot as we go back to Jonathan Williams right there with Lucas Maestra and Glenn Shum making up the top 4. So Williams, he looks like he's a man on a mission. I can see the little horns coming out of that helmet right now. He's going real quick. Really great to see that this guy has just lifted his game right now, putting his helmet down now, trying to get some aero drag. We've got 3 karts going in to turn 2 right now, and they just keep on swapping positions. Great racing down here. Williams. Maestra. Glenn. So Pavan Ravashankar now has moved up to what looks like is 3rd place. That's Pavan there in kart 428, just behind Jonathan Williams.
And yet another fastest lap by Armin Nozilan with a 33.611.
And that's a 43.6. Looks like the numbers played a little bit of a hit on you. That's a 43.6, ladies and gentlemen. And no worries there, because if that was 33 seconds, he'd be going really fast.
He'd be going incredibly fast. Maybe he's cutting some corners.
He'd be flying. He'd be
flying over this track, definitely. And as you can see here, very close together everything. And this is Jonathan Williams going down into start and finish line.
It's a great pictures there. We've got Williams leading that second pack with our men, Pavan Ravichandkar, Glenn Sham, Lucas Maestra, Kon Patanataku, and Manon Maestra making up that top 7 right now. But, you know, Williams, what an inspiration to the rest of the grid. He just started at the start of the year. You know, things were a little bit difficult. He was struggling with the pace and the G-force and trying to find the maximum grip in that go-kart. But fantastic stuff there from Jonathan Williams. We see these go-karts coming around T7 right now, going to T8. Sharp coming back out in the throttle, T9, T10 through that last chicane and back out to start the 5th lap of the race.
And there, as you can see, is Glenn trying to overtake his...
That's Pavan Ravichandkar just in front of Glenn. And not quite yet. It doesn't look like they're quite close enough. But, oh, Glenn Shum is close enough right now to Pavan Ravichandkar, but I don't think he's going to quite make a move there. Not the best place to make an overtaking maneuver. So right now the battle here is between Ravichandkar and Glenn. Looks like he tries to get on the inside into turn 7. It's not quite enough. Is he going to try into turn 8? No, he's not quite close enough. You can see those two battling bumper to bumper as they come through the last chicane of the circuit. And they come back out. It's going to be really interesting to see what they can do. Glenn Shum, it looks like he's trying to line him up. Does he have enough? No, not quite yet. But he knows it's a long race. There's still 19 laps to go. And he's going to line himself up. He's a smart driver, Glenn.
He is. And there's so much more time for him to overtake Pravan Rashivan.
Ravichandkar and Glenn now. Coming to turn 3. Oh, Glenn using a much different line from Ravichandkar. It looks like Glenn did lose a little bit of distance there, so not the right line. Definitely going a little wide, a little bit self-induced understeer, a little bit too much pace into that apex. But you know, that's what happens when you give it a try, isn't it, mate?
Just go for it and see if there is a gap. And as you said, it's not cheating if there's a gap.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be in it to win it, and you've got to take chances if you want to get these points. So right now, you see Pavan Ravichandkar. He's in a big hurry, bumping up and down in that go-kart, trying to lose a little bit of weight out of that thing as it accelerates. But Glenn Shum is still all over the rear of him, and you can see that quite a big battle is going to start brewing here for this 3rd place. This is the 3rd lap that these two have been locked bumper to bumper. Glenn Shum is looking awfully close. Pavan Ravichandkar takes the defensive line into T8. Coming back out now, Pavan is still there. Looks like he got the better exit of the two drivers and coming back into the pit straight, and there's a gap. It won't be quite close enough for Glenn on this lap.
Yeah, Glenn lost there a little bit in the exit of T8, but he will be closing up, and both are trying really, really hard and fighting for this P3.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about points right now, and, you know, the drivers are well aware that the championship title has been decided already, but, you know, it's all about pride racing, you know. You got to get the highest position that you could possibly get, and, you know, this is what it's all about. We're here to push.
Never stop fighting, no matter which position it is.
You know, there's a famous line from Murray Walker. They say, you know, anything can happen in Grand Prix racing, and it usually does. We saw that yesterday with Randall and Thaddeus, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see as we watch Armin Norzeland. We haven't really seen much of him in this race. He's currently 9.66 seconds on that last lap ahead of Jonathan Williams. But right now, we just have a look at how he goes with his go-kart. And, you know, he really balances the chassis out well, knows exactly where his brake points are as he comes through the circuit. So Armin Norzeland on that last lap had an advantage of 9.6 0.66 seconds. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what the gap is going to be here right now. And we see Jonathan Williams crossing the line. The gap is now 10.4 seconds, so cutting another 0.8 out of that lap.
And 15 more rounds to go, as we can see Armin Osilla just on the way to turn 7. You can see him, really nice line here on the tarmac, a little bit on the paint into turn 8 as he exits, and just beautiful driving of Armin Osilla this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Armin Osilla has been karting for a number of years. If I'm not mistaken, he's been driving for about 6 years, and ever since the inception of the Singapore Karting Championship, he has won every single junior title on offer since the start. So he's the only driver here this weekend that has won 3 SKC titles, and you can see why. And right now we're on the screens. We see Armin Osilla with a fastest lap of a 43.0. So fantastic stuff there from him. And right now we're looking at the fight for 3rd and 4th place, and 4th and 5th, and 5th and 6th. Jonathan Williams going a little bit sideways there, but good control, and I managed to keep it on the black stuff, so no worries there. So right now we got Williams coming down into T8. And, you know, Armin Osilla last year, he drove for 3 different outfits in a season. And it was pretty amazing to see that things were pretty mixed up for the young lad. And he didn't have quite the right direction in his karting career. But he's back on track now, winning races.
Oh, and they're just in turn 1. Glenn Chiam out of his kart. He's trying to recover it by himself. Is he going to make it? Kart 93, Glenn Chiam. And is he able to continue racing? He is, but he obviously lost his 4th place there. Really sad to see that, but he's back on the track. And
yeah, well, you know, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this goes, because right now we're having a look at the screens and we're only a halfway race distance. So we've actually got 12 laps to go at the moment. We know that Glenn Chiam is really quick as we look at his fastest times here. He got a 43.9 a little bit earlier in the day. Manon Maestro about a second a lap. So it's really going to be pretty interesting to see what the gap is between Glenn and the rest of the field on that next lap as he crosses the line, and we'll be able to see it on the timing screens. So he's just about to cross the line right now. So let's have a look. So he's 16 seconds. He's got a 16-second gap to Manon. So, you know, I wonder. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but I wonder whether he can try and catch her. Every point counts, doesn't it, Ramon?
It does. 11 more laps to go, so he has to push really, really hard to get some more points and trying it. But still, then he has to overtake Manon Maestro, and this is not going to be easy.
Well, you know, the hard thing about following so closely in motorsport, they call it red mist, and this is when you're following the kart in front of you as hard as you can, and sometimes you just lose a bit of concentration because these guys are going so quick, and maybe that's what happened there. We saw a big battle between Glenn Chiam and Pavan Ravichanka. And right now, Glenn Chiam's got his hand in the air. He's got his hand in the air. And it looks like Glenn Chiam has pulled himself into pit lane. So maybe race over for him there, Ramon.
Yes, he went into the pit lanes. You cannot see it on the screens, but he's not on the track anymore.
So right now we're looking at kart 593 of Manon Maestro just a little bit earlier, and her teammate right here, Armin Osilla, currently leading the charge by 12 seconds. And wow, this guy is pushing really hard. That last lap was just 1/10 off his best. This race so far, so showing no signs of weakening or slowing down. So, you know, that's what we love about Armin Osilla, and this guy just can't stop pushing.
He's not pushing until the end of the race, but this is actually not... Is there going to be a Yamaha race later on as well?
Yeah.
However, with no championship participation or points.
I mean, the Yamaha race is a invitational category in the SKC where we do have drivers of international caliber that have come down. And really the purpose of this is to try and lift the Singaporean drivers to be good on an international scale. And we saw Amin New Zealand taking the heat yesterday and being fastest in the warm-up this morning. So he's going to be going for two wins if he can this weekend. But right now, we're really counting our chickens before they're hatched, aren't we? Because we are nowhere near the end of this race right now.
Still 8 more laps to go, as we can see our juniors with Amin New Zealand just entering turn 8. Nice exit there. Down to the start and finish line.
Well, the next variable we're going to have right here, Ramon, is we've got Amin New Zealand that is starting to catch up with the back markers. So we've got his teammate, one of the only female in the junior category, Manon Maestra, that is maybe 2 seconds ahead of him going through the exit of turn 2 at the moment. So let's just hope that she's aware that that Amin is here and Amin can get past cleanly around Manon. So just coming up here, we can see Manon's go-kart just out of the picture as we look at Amin New Zealand here. And he's really approaching here. There's a blue flag out. The blue flag is just to signify that that there is a kart coming through 2 lap. And clean overtaking maneuver. No worries there.
No worries there. Beautiful done. And the 2 teammates are both still on the track with Amin New Zealand in the lead.
And that's just one of the great things about this AutoInc Racing Birrell team. These guys have built a very strong squad, a very good camaraderie of drivers over the course of this season. And, you know, they do a lot of training together. They go overseas together. We've had a lot of these guys in at Sepang testing, you know, not just the AutoInc Racing team, but many of the other teams here. And AutoInc this year actually brought Amin New Zealand and Thaddeus Lee to ART, and they had a good shot in the single-seaters. So it looks like it's helped Amin quite a lot this season. And if you look at those close pictures, you can actually see AutoInc Racing on his visor reflecting on those screens. Pretty cool, huh?
It is pretty cool what AutoInc is doing at this season final 2012.
Yeah, you know what else is really cool? Amin New Zealand just got the fastest lap of the race on lap 20. So those tires aren't the newest things on earth right now. And he's still pushing seriously hard. So that lap puts him a half a second quicker than anyone in this category here so far. So great stuff, and great to see that he's pushing still so hard. Inspirational stuff.
Inspirational indeed. This overlapping might have made him just more eager to increase the gap to P2.
So right now, Amin starts his 21st lap. And, you know, we've had to talk to the drivers in the pit lane, including Amin, over the course of this race weekend. And they've said that this is a lot of hard work. You know, 25 laps out here. There's a lot going on this infield. These guys got a lot of work to do in the arms.
A lot of steering, a lot of concentration. And all this is just possible because these guys are just so disciplined. And Amin is still at just 15 years old, so...
And Amin New Zealand, I know we've probably said it all before, and you've probably heard it all before. He's just broken another fastest lap, so it's on a 43.013. I wonder whether a little bit of temperature on the circuit has helped this a little bit. We can see the sun coming out, overlooking, you know, the fantastic-looking Suntec City, and Amin New Zealand's on his screens. That kart looks really planted right now. The setup looks perfect as he goes into the entry of turn 8 and
lifts up his left rear wheel a little bit. Just beautiful driving here, as you can see.
Yeah, the key of that is to balance that go-kart. We don't want to break it too hard to get that rear in the air. But, you know, just a little bit, it's fine. And, you know, it gives them a lot of good grip on the front to make that steering work when they pitch it on the front of that go-kart. So in New Zealand, there's only 2 laps to go here. He's already won the title. He wants this thing in style. You can see that go-kart going a little bit sideways, but he wants this pretty badly. That last lap was only 100th off his best.
And the gap is 18 seconds. Maybe, Yuey, what do you think? maybe he should stop pushing too hard just to finish this race. Always.
I don't know, you know. I mean, I guess the thing about race car drivers is that some of them like to push hard. Some of them take the professor's approach and does what they can. But, you know, I'm in New Zealand. He's not one of those drivers. We've seen him progress over the last few seasons, and we've always joked, maybe a little bit like some of the drivers, is that things are not quite what they seem sometimes. But, you know, he's managed to get it going really well and keeping it stable. Right now, he's only a couple of corners away from the end of this race. He comes out at T8, coming through T9 and T10 for the last time here today in the KF2. And that's another race win for Amin New Zealand. He's put both hands in the air, almost losing control of that go-kart. But I'm sure he knows how to take it back. He must have been real happy to get that race win. He's been working hard all season. And, you know, just what a way to reward him with a championship lead. Right now, Jonathan Williams coming through in second place. He's going to be real happy with that. He puts his arm in the air too. And he's going to be on the podium for the first time in the SKC. So I'm sure he knows that. He's going to be looking forward to that right there. Pavan Ravishankar also finishes there in third place. He looks real happy. And it's great to see that some of these drivers on the podium are not always there. So just to recap, we've got Amin New Zealand taking the race win with Jonathan Williams in second place.
And it is Pavan Rashikara on P3, and on P4 it is Lucas Mestre.
Yeah, and just after him is Sensin Kompadatakul, followed by Manon Maestra, the last of the finishers, one lap behind. DNFs from the junior category include Glenn Chiam and Ethan Goodman, so bad luck there.